and then go and bend your back. Go and bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max. With a DJ please 10, I'll be bass to the max. Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
Yeah.
And if you hear this and then go and bend your back. Go and bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max. With a DJ please 10, I'll be bass to the max. Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
Yeah.
And if you hear this and then go and bend your back. Go and bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max. With a DJ please 10, I'll be bass to the max. Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
Yeah.
And if you hear this and then go and bend your back. Go and bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max. With a DJ please 10, I'll be bass to the max. Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
Yeah.
And if you hear this and then go and bend your back. Go and bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max. With a DJ please 10, I'll be bass to the max. Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
My dad's girlfriend told me I'd never be as pretty as her daughter, so at dinner, I told her she'd never be as pretty as my mom. She left in tears. That happened 3 months after my mom died. Dad met Veronica at some grief support group, which was ironic since he seemed to be doing zero actual grieving. By week 4, she was sleeping over. By week 8, she'd moved in with her daughter Quinn, who was my age, 16. Veronica made it her mission to replace my mom in every way. She rearranged the kitchen, threw out mom's recipes, and redecorated the living room in neutrals because my mom's colorful taste was too chaotic. She'd cook elaborate dinners and wait for dad to praise her, shooting me looks when he did. Quinn was worse. She'd wear my mom's scarves that Veronica had pulled from storage, the ones that still smelled faintly of her perfume. She'd sit in my mom's reading chair by the window where mom had spent countless hours with her books and tea. Once, I caught her trying on my mom's wedding ring that dad had given me the day after the funeral. "It looks better on me anyway," she said, not even apologizing when I snatched it back. They treated our house like it was theirs to claim. Veronica threw out my mom's favorite coffee mug because it had a chip. She donated my mom's clothes to Goodwill without asking. She even took down the family photos from the hallway, replacing them with generic art from Home Goods. When I protested, Dad said I was being difficult, that we needed to move forward as a family. The pretty comment came on a Saturday. I was getting ready for my friend's birthday party when Veronica cornered me in the bathroom. She looked me up and down with this pitying expression. "You know," she said, adjusting her own perfect makeup, "Quinn just has better bone structure. You'll never be as pretty as her, sweetheart, but that's okay. Not everyone can be beautiful." I stared at her. My mom used to tell me I had her eyes, her smile, that I was her greatest masterpiece. That night at dinner, Veronica made pot roast. Not even close to how my mom made it, but Dad ate it like it was gourmet. Quinn kept flipping her hair and talking about some boy who asked her to homecoming. Veronica beamed at her like she'd won a Nobel Prize. "Isn't Quinn stunning?" Veronica asked the table. "She gets it from me." Good genes. Something inside me snapped. "You know what's funny?" I said, my voice cold. "You'll never be as pretty as my mom was. Not with all the makeup and hair dye and Botox in the world." The table went silent. Quinn's mouth fell open. Dad's fork clattered against his plate. "My mom was beautiful because she was kind," I continued. "She made people feel seen. She had this light that made everyone around her happier. You're just a shallow replacement wearing her life like a costume." Veronica's face crumpled. Tears streamed down her carefully contoured cheeks, taking mascara with them. She stood up so fast her chair fell backward. "How dare you?" she choked out, then ran upstairs. We heard the bedroom door slam. Quinn glared at me. "You're such a bitch. And you're wearing my dead mom's scarf," I shot back. Dad finally found his voice. "Apologize. Now." "No. She was trying to be nice to you, to help you move on. By telling me I'm ugly, by erasing every trace of mom, that's not helping, Dad, that's replacing." He stood up, his face red. "Your mother would be ashamed of you." That's when I laughed, actually laughed. "Mom would be ashamed of you." 3 months, Dad. You waited 3 months before moving on, before letting some stranger throw away her things and play house in her home. The next morning, Veronica and Quinn were gone. Dad said I'd driven them away with my cruelty, that I was too angry to see they were trying to build a new family. I moved in with my aunt 2 weeks later. Dad and I barely speak now. He eventually married Veronica, and they had a baby last year. Sometimes I see their holiday photos on social media, this perfect blended family with a cute toddler. I don't regret what I said, not for a second, because
Show me.
The woman collapsed to the ground in fear when she first met the king. She never imagined that this man was her ex-husband whom she had dumped a year earlier. She immediately left a last message to her fiancé beside her, praying that the man hadn't recognized her. But she didn't know that the man had been searching for her for an entire year. A year earlier, the woman had found the man injured and unconscious at the entrance of the village. She brought the man back home, but her stepmother wanted to drive him away. To take him in, she lied and said the man was her husband. The stepmother stopped pestering her, so the man stayed in her house. As days passed, the man gradually fell in love with the woman. He gave her a pendant and promised promised that he would love only her from then on. However, not long after, the woman discovered that groups of men in black came to find him every night. She overheard that the man planned to return home but didn't intend to take her with him. He thought her status wasn't worthy of him. But instead of being sad, the woman smiled brightly. In fact, she had long guessed that the man was no ordinary person, so she had been waiting for him to regain his identity so she could demand money from him. Just when she thought she was about to get rich, her stepmother suddenly decided to marry her off to the village chief. Her stepmother said the woman and the man were never officially married, so they weren't husband and wife. The woman was forced into a wedding dress by her stepmother and stepsister and resisted desperately. To make her give up, the stepsister decided to break the pendant the man had given her. The woman panicked immediately, because that pendant was her bargaining chip for money. Just as the stepsister was about to break it, an arrow pinned her to a tree. She stepmother angrily turned to look at the archer, only to find it was that man. He was now dressed in luxurious clothes and had brought a group of subordinates to find the woman. The village chief tried to teach the man a lesson, but the man's subordinates immediately pressed his head down. When he saw the jade pendant on the man's body, he realized that this man was from the royal family. He quickly begged for mercy, but the man ordered his subordinates to throw him into prison. At this time, the man's assistant returned the pendant to the woman and said the man had to leave today. To make him feel guilty, the woman pretended to be heartbroken and asked why he had deceived her. Sure enough, the man began to feel guilty. He told his subordinates to take out a pile of gold and give it to the woman, and the woman secretly smiled. When her stepmother and stepsister saw how wealthy he was, they quickly asked if he would marry the woman. Before the man could answer, the woman suddenly stood up and said her status was not worthy of him. She then broke their love token in half, declaring that they would have nothing to do with each other anymore. Seeing her determination, the man became furious and turned away in anger. After he left, the woman immediately took all the gold and ran away from the village with her friend. Her friend felt sorry for the love between them, but the woman said she had never loved him. She had only wanted his money from the beginning, but she never expected that the man had truly fallen for her. When he thought of their past happy moments, he ordered his men to return to the village to bring her to his palace. It was not until he heard the woman's stepmother say that she had left with all the money that the man realized the woman had been lying to him all along. Furious, he ordered his men to find her no matter what. A year later, the two finally met again. When he saw her frightened expression, the man became furious. What angered him even more was that she had become another man's fiancée, so he decided to destroy her engagement.
What's your best she showed her true colors story involving beauty jealousy? I dated this guy, let's call him Alex, for about 8 months. Things were great except for one thing. His best friend since childhood, Mara, she was always around. Like, always. At first, I tried really hard to get along with her because I knew she was important to him. Mara was actually super sweet to me in the beginning. She'd compliment my outfits, ask where I got my lipstick, wanted to know what foundation I used. We'd even have these long conversations about skincare routines and hair products. I remember one time at Alex's apartment, she spent like 20 minutes asking me about my eyebrow routine. I thought we were becoming friends, honestly. I was relieved because I know the whole girlfriend versus female best friend thing can get messy, but then weird things started happening. Alex would make these random comments out of nowhere. Like we'd be watching TV and he'd say something like, you know, natural beauty is really underrated, or I think girls look better without all that makeup. I'd just laugh it off, but it kept happening. Once, he even suggested I'd look prettier with my hair down instead of styled. The comments got more specific. He mentioned that my nose looked different in photos, asked if I'd ever considered dressing more casual, said he preferred girls who looked effortless. I started feeling really insecure. Was I trying too hard? Did I look fake? Then one night, everything exploded. Alex left his laptop open on the kitchen counter. I wasn't snooping, I swear. I was just walking by when I saw my own face on the screen. It was a message thread with Mara. My stomach dropped. I scrolled up and what I found made me feel physically sick. Months of messages. Mara had been sending him my Instagram photos, but not the good ones. Screenshots of pictures where I was mid-laugh with my mouth wide open, caught blinking, double chins from bad angles. Photos from my Facebook from years ago when I had acne and different hair. She'd circle parts of my face, point out asymmetry, compare my features to other girls. The messages were brutal. Look at her nose from this angle, with a screenshot of me from the side. This is what she really looks like without filters. With some random tagged photo from a friend's party. You could do so much better with someone naturally pretty. Like, why are you settling? And Alex? He was responding, not defending me, actually engaging. Saying things like, yeah, I noticed that and you might have a point. I felt like I couldn't breathe. This girl had been pumping me for information about my beauty routine, just so she could turn around and tear me apart to my boyfriend. Every compliment was fake. Every sweet moment was a lie. She was building a case against me, photo by photo, trying to make him see me as ugly. I took photos of everything with my phone. Then I texted them both to come over, separately. Mara arrived first. I opened the door with the biggest smile. Hey girl, come in, I need makeup advice. Her face lit up. I pulled up the message thread on the laptop and turned it toward her. Actually, I need advice on this, since you're such an expert on my appearance. The color drained from her face. She started stuttering, saying it was just jokes, that I was being dramatic. I told her to get out and never contact either of us again. Alex showed up 10 minutes later. I showed him the same screen, told him if he couldn't see how messed up this was, we were done. He tried to defend it as, she's just looking looking out for me, and you're overreacting. That's when I knew. I grabbed my stuff and left. Plot twist? I posted the screenshots on my Instagram story without their names, just said, when your boyfriend's best friend shows her true colors. Within an hour, 3 different girls messaged me with similar stories about Mara doing the exact same thing to them with their boyfriends. Apparently this was her pattern. She'd done this to multiple couples. Alex called me 2 weeks later. Turns out when other people found out what Mara did, she got dropped from their entire friend group. He wanted me back, said he realized how toxic she was. I laughed and hung up. Some people really do show you exactly who they are.
This is the darkest shade of a Korean foundation. If Tear Tear wants to expand more and make a shade for me, I will support you. Call me. Tear Tear is now available at Ulta Beauty. What? This is the darkest shade of a Korean foundation. If Tear Tear wants to expand more and make a shade for me, I will support you. Call me. Tear Tear is now available at Ulta Beauty. What the fuck? I made that video a year ago and I had no idea the impact that it would have. So let's go to Ulta to see Tear Tear. What the fuck? I'm in New York City. Guys, I'm literally shaking right now. Look, there it is. Tear Tear. I cannot believe that Tear Tear is actually in Ulta. Look at this, #1 cushion foundation. It's got all of the tints too, all of the concealers. Guys, look how many of them are sold out. And every single one of the red cushions. You guys know that this is my shade 43N Deep Cocoa. This is my summer shade, but they don't have the tester. I actually need more of my summer shade, so I will be taking this 45W. And let's grab some concealer. This is literally my favorite setting spray, but they don't have it. They're sold out. They even checked in the back. It's sold out everywhere. Do you know if you have this one in stock? Number 43?
That one I can check for you.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Thank you.
The last one.
Wow, thank you. This is the last one?
Yeah.
Wow, awesome. Okay, thank you so much. Score. And this is all because of you guys. Honestly, without your support, this would not have been possible. Oh my god, you guys, I've never read the back of this before. The possibilities are beautiful. Couldn't have said it better.